Yeah, good day, everyone. My name is Zeng from Nanyang Technological University. I'm glad to give this speech for the ROS-Industrial Asia Pacific Workshop. And this is related to our recent research on the robotics and the vision application for the kitchen food automation. So today my topic is about the automation of food handling based on the 3D vision system under ROS. Next, please. Yeah. Our target research work is the automated kitchen work that currently require large manpower. The key activities carrying kitchen can be categorized into preparation, cooking, and assembling. And our project is focusing on the setting and assembly of food, and the stats are based on the requirements of SATS. And SATS is a food provider, especially for the airline. So as we can see in the left picture, there is the actual setting in the fried kitchen. Normally, one menu would have three things. The starch items, which could be rice, noodles, or even potatoes. And then there would be protein items, which would be meat or fish, and then vegetable items. So normally, the food will be prepared in a large quantity. The chef would prepare a sample tray for the remaining staff to copy, as shown in the upright side. So in this project, our task is to develop the vision system as well as the system integration. So we start with a simple Western menu because the fried catering menu normally would have very limited set of food and they would change very often. So this would be a good starting point for us. The requirement is to look at the potatoes, omelets, and sausages and broccoli picking using the soft gripper together with the vision feedback. But it must under a fast movement, so we need to complete the whole casserole picking within 15 seconds. Next, please. This is our custom-built system. The system consists of a Delta robot and a Scar robot, which are frequently used in industry for its speed and also work envelope. The Delta robot is used for the pick and place of food items from the input trays into output casserole, and the Scar robot is for the post-sorting purpose of the assembled meals. And we can see we have two conveyor belts going in and out of the robot cell. For the input conveyor belt holds the cooked food in a large tray, and the output conveyor belt holds the meal casseroles. So and at both sides we have the RGBD camera to be able to identify the food items. Yeah, next please. The configuration of the system is as follows. We have system controller running the visual modules in ROS. The controller is linked with cameras for identification, landing, and robot motion control. After the coordinates of target has been identified, they are sent to the robot controller for activation. This controller also activates the gripper's motion either wire or motors. And that Delta robot does not have the ROS support. So all of the motion code are writing in the native ABB languages called Rapid. And also the gripper is interchangeable so that we can test various self-developer and commercial ones. Actually, we have done the benchmark of the various grippers such as the soft gripper, rigid gripper, and also the hyper gripper. Yeah. Also note that the robot payload is 3 kilograms. Yeah. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah. Since we use ROS to manage each module, so it allows us to easily test and switch cameras by replacing the camera driver nodes. We have tried various models of cameras to find the most suitable ones. we select different cameras according to the quality of the point cloud. Yeah, we can see from these GIFs, the point cloud quality of ZV camera is much higher than the Z camera. And definitely the price is also much higher than the latter. So for the input side, since we need the RGBD camera to do both the object detection and the positioning, the accuracy of the depth information is quite important. So we choose ZV camera. While for the output side, the camera just used for the object detection based on the 2D image. So the Z camera is enough for our project. Yeah, next please. This slide shows how the vision system works and how it communicates with robots. For the input side, the ZV camera used the structure light and the RGB sensor to generate RGBD data. The image data is used in the object detector node. This detector node is based on the deep learning algorithm. We check the CNN model in advance and apply the wave file in the real-time detection model. The depth server calls the point cloud data to determine the location of the highest for item. So after that, the post server combine these together to recommend the target and provide the 60 posts based on our proposed algorithms. So through this way, the time of post retrieval can be greatly reduced. For the output side, the stereo camera can also get the RGBD data. But we just use the RGB component in the object detector to segment individual items and determine the 2D position. Then the item arrangement verify is used to check the correct position of each item in the output catalogs. And for the communication with robots, as I just mentioned, we use the ABB Dash robot and Scala robot, but they don't have the ROS support. So the motion and the grapple control code are writing use their own language. So our vision system keep processing and prepare the data all the time. And it serves as a server to transmit the messages through socket based on the request of the client. And here the client is the Delta and Scala robot controller. And one factor we noticed is that for the ZV camera, each scan takes 5 frames to improve the quality of the point cloud. So it costs about 2 seconds. So 2 seconds to scan. So we triggered it in synchronization via robot controller. This makes sure the Delta robot does not block the sensor during scanning. Yeah, next please. This is the coordinate frame relationship between the objects, cameras, and robots. We unified all the coordinates into world coordinate frames while the calibration. And the transformation is transmitting by containers, which is easy to represent in ROS. Yeah, next. So after defining the coordinate frames based on the TF package, we can see the relationship in a tree structure. And after that, we load the URDF of the robot and the cameras. So the coordinate frames relationship is also clearly shown in RVs. We can see here, this is the work frame of our in our system. Yeah, next please. Here we can see the vision module functioning with CNN detection and also the result from applying the training data set to the real-time detection. Yeah, the left images shows all the individual items we recognize in one-time scan, and the right picture is the recommending target objects to pick based on 3D coordinates of the candidate food items. Yeah, and after the highest item is picked, the post server will wait for the next trigger before repeating the process. Next, please. This is a demo video. So it is the full system assembling the mills. You may notice that the bright flashes on the left side, that is the camera using structured light to generate the image and point cloud data. So at that time, we use about 20 seconds to complete each mill. Mm. Yeah, actually, not all picks are successful. Sometimes the food items are not properly picked and placed. The visual algorithm will use camera at output side to check the casserole dishes for the food item, and the robot will do the remedy action for the missing item. Now we are looking at the view of both input and output cameras. We can see the sampling from each of the camera has to be synchronized so that the robot will not obstruct the images. We can also see we set some boundary in the output casseroles. So this is also we call the item arrangement verifier. Yeah, next please. Yeah, yes. This is another demo adding a SCAR robot for the final sorting. In the last demo, we set the meals for 3 casseroles at a time, while in this demo, we can place the output casserole one by one to make the Delta robot keep moving. And here, the conveyor is stopped when the dust robot is serving the dishes. That is because that in our case, we just have one robot to serve all the food items, and the workspace is limited. And we can see after one meal is ready, in the upper left screen, the SCAR robot will sort the success and failed meals casserole into appropriate trays according to the vision checking result. Yeah, next please. And yeah, that's all for my presentation.